Hi, everyone. I'm Adam Fritz, CEO of Pozotron, and obviously Johnny's with me as well. Excited to talk about some really cool features that we're launching today. We're going to talk about some updates that have happened to proofing, script prep, a few general updates, audio analysis, and go over some best practices, and then finally end with Q&A. You don't have to wait for the Q&A at the end. You can also just jump in whenever your question comes up. And just a reminder, we do have a little poll going. 4 people have responded so far. Would love to know which is your favorite pronunciation resource to use. Okay, we'll jump right into proofing and reporting. So this is something, occasionally we do get people who email us because they've uploaded the same file by accident twice. And we've added a duplicate upload warning. So if I go into my project here and you upload the same file name, let me just pull up that to the same project, it will notify you that you may be making a mistake. So I will just drag and drop LibriVox Great Gatsby in as soon as my computer starts behaving. And let's see if it works. Okay, so now if I try and upload it again, there you go. We notice you uploaded 05 LibriVox Great Gatsby.mp3 more than once in this project. Are you sure you want to upload this more than once? So that's where I think it's going to be a big help to people to be warned when they make an upload mistake. So a lot of people, if you're dragging and dropping a whole file, a whole book full of files in at once, and you do it and you upload that same file twice based on the file name, it will prompt you to do that. And then you can use that cancel upload feature as I just did, which I think should make life a lot easier for people. Just a reminder, if you do make a mistake, we pretty much always will give a freebie. We do have a one-time freebie policy for entire books. So if people are uploading, 20 hours of audio by mistake consistently, we will at some point hold you to account there. And our official policy is it's a one-time, we'll give you a massive full book refund. Cancel upload function, which I just showed, that's a big one. Again, for duplicate uploads, mistaken uploads, you can, for the first part of the upload process, it will allow you to cancel that upload. We also do have a feature where if you are consistently having to cancel uploads for whatever reason, we can also put a pause on your account. So if you request it to us, we can make it so when you upload, it actually will delay for a given number of seconds. So you have more time to cancel that upload. So what that'll do is if you're consistently having for whatever reason, technical mistakes, user mistakes or otherwise, if you ask us, we can easily put that on your account. The other thing is we will, if we do see people who are consistently making mistakes, we will kind of enforce that on some accounts just to help out there a little bit. We haven't done that yet, but we may do that at some point in future as well. Script prep tools. This is the most exciting one. So edit pronunciation and character entries is something that has been requested for quite some time. So the way this works, when you go into your pronunciation tool, add a few things here. Computer's going very slowly here. Seb, I'm going to go to the character guide here and add a couple things. Let me add Sherlock Watson. So I'm going to show how you can change a few things. So here, if I want to change Dinah to maybe her last name is Shore, you can click here, add Shore. You've changed this pronunciation entry. Would you like to update the count and context? So what this will do, this will start rescanning the script for that new entry, and it'll update the magnifying glass, and it will also update the count. In this case, Dinah Shore will not be found, so it'll show as 0. If you want to update your characters as well, you have to do it from the pronunciation page currently. So what you're going to do is click on this, click on pronunciation and characters to add those, and then I can change Sherlock to Sherlock Holmes. Click yes again, and it'll scan just for entries for Sherlock Holmes. And then if I go into the character page, it will show it has changed Sherlock Holmes as well. So easy way to make those updates there. And that was something that will help with. Now, occasionally our algorithm will detect some, based on a PDF issue, will detect kind of an oddity. It'll attach another word to a name or something like that. This is where you can edit it and fix any of those mistakes easily and very quickly. You can see the account has updated to 21 here for Sherlock Holmes. And Johnny, feel free to jump in if you have any changes to add. This is one that people are very excited about. We have finally integrated with Merriam-Webster's API. So when you're in the pronunciation page, you can click on Oxford, you can click on Merriam-Webster, and then now I'm going to let me add a few more suggestions here. Nothing is found for Merriam-Webster. Let's go. Okay. And now we've got abortive.
Abortive.
Settee. Snobbish. Algorithm.
So very excited. People have been asking for this for quite some time, and we're really, really glad to have that functionality added. For now, this is completely included in the plans. This was a very expensive integration. So at some point we may charge or increase costs for using Merriam-Webster just because it was a pretty significant cost to do it. But we're very happy that we've been able to roll it out because people have been asking for it for quite a while. How'd you say? This is another user request. So in addition to Merriam-Webster, Oxford, Forvo, OneLook.com, Youglish, we have now also added clickable search for How'd you say, which is a very good resource. And well, here we can see Dancer. It's, I believe, mostly British pronunciations, but it was requested by a few users. If you do have any other resources that you would like in this clickable source, please send us an email as well to hello or help@pozotron.com, and we would love to at least consider them. Also, if you have other resources for other languages, we're definitely open to those as well, because most non-English languages have a lot smaller list of resources other than Youglish and Forvo. So if you have any suggestions, we are certainly open to those. Okay. Customized script markup. This is also something that has been requested for a while. So most of you probably know we have this feature, but once you've done your pronunciation research, you can click Export Mark Script as long as you've used a PDF manuscript. And what this allows you to do is this will export your marked up script, and now you can customize what you want highlighted. So you can highlight all research, you can highlight only the pronunciation entries, only the character entries, and you can mark up all occurrences of those words and the first occurrence. And what this does, this will export your PDF with all pronunciation entries highlighted in yellow when you hover over with a comment with those phonetics here, like abortive and settee. And then the character guide will have the notes added. All of those characters will be highlighted in blue with the notes added. And if you do want your characters highlighted in green, currently, if you add in phonetics here, so this would then make Sherlock green, and that's because it has both a pronunciation entry for yellow and a character entry for blue. So blue and yellow is good. John Burlinson with Forvo, which choice is selected? I'm not sure what you mean by choice, but I can show you here. So you can click on Forvo and you can actually customize language. So English, Spanish, German, French, or Swedish. If you go to English, and I believe there's some options for Spanish as well, you can actually customize the accent as well. And so this is based on the country. This is based on the country that the pronunciation was uploaded from, because Forvo is crowdsourced. So if I clicked Canadian, it would only show any pronunciation added to Forvo from a Canadian user. And you can also choose the sex or gender of the speaker. And again, that's based on who uploaded the audio to Forvo. Hopefully that answers your question, John. Perfect. Transfer research improvement. So now when you transfer research, this might also be a feature that not everyone is aware of. So I'm going to transfer. So let's say I'm going to transfer from demo project to, let's just choose one randomly here, War of the Worlds. So I'm going to click transfer. It transferred 7 words from this list to the War of the Worlds project. But now when I go into War of the Worlds, I can now use this icon here to hide. So this is showing all of the words that I transferred, but a lot of those character names are not actually found on the pronunciation list. And so what I'm going to do here is I can click this, and this will hide all the occurrences with a count of 0. Or at least it should when they actually process. But you can see here, Adam, for example, is not found. And if I click here, Adam is no longer shown. And so when these are actually fully searched and updated, they will also be hidden as well. So you can just use this icon. It will automatically show, it defaults to showing them. But if you want to shorten your list based on ones that don't apply to the project, you can just click that little eye icon there. And finally, import list. So if you have a list of words that you know you want to add, so with either because they're not on the suggestions list or you just don't want to have to go through the suggestions list, there's a couple ways you can do that. Previously, import list. Well, actually, Johnny, if you can make a note here, it no longer has to be one word per line. Previously, you could only add single word entries using this list, but now I could add Canadian examples here. And now you can add multi-word entries from a list as well. And you can copy and paste that from Word or Excel as well, and it'll automatically work easily. Any questions about a number of the pronunciation and character updates that we've made? All right, let's just keep buzzing through. A few general updates. So we have added two-factor authentication using the Google Authenticator. And so if you go into your profile here, click on two-factor, you can set up your two-factor authenticator. We would highly suggest this. It is best practice. So if you click in here, you can download that authenticator app and it'll make your account much more secure. We are going to be adding in two-factor authentication via SMS and email. And after that point, we will likely make two-factor authentication mandatory. It is in your best interest. It is in our best interest as well for all of your accounts to be as secure as possible. Obviously, the data you're uploading to Pozotron, scripts and audio, you're uploading it before it's been released. So we really want to make sure that no bad actors can ever access your account because your account isn't as secure as it could be. So please take a look at that and we encourage you to set that up. And the project team is something that we have rolled out only for the enterprise users at this point, but we are going to be rolling this out likely a little wider in future. And so what this allows you to do is open up the project team and assign roles to entire books. And this is where you can assign narrator, proofer, viewer, and researcher. And these will all have different roles and different permission levels for that book, and will also allow you to automatically tag individual users in future on certain pickups, on certain annotations and pronunciation, and so if I tagged Johnny on 5 entries on a pronunciation guide, he could go in, sort by his tag, and just see the ones that he has to pay attention to. So this project team feature will be important moving forward as well. Okay, audio analysis. I don't know how many people actually know that we've rolled this feature out, and it is currently completely free of charge. So I am going to go back in here. And what this allows you to do is upload audio files. Generally, I would suggest they be mastered audio. But what this allows you to do is test against either ACX, Audiobooks Unleashed, or Authors Republic distribution specs that are publicly posted. If you do have other suggestions, we would love to create a few more presets based on other distributors. But for example, if I do ACX, I've uploaded my audio files, I click Show Analysis. And this will actually test those files for duration, sample rate, sample peak, true peak, RMS, noise floor, room tone, top and tail, duration, file format, audio channel, and bitrate. And this is completely free of charge. You can also create your own preset here based on all or some of these and set what you want the pass-fail marks to be as well. So very, very, very useful tool. And again, currently free of charge. We will start charging for this towards the end of this year, once we've added a few more features to it, but it will be a significantly cheaper feature than our proofing tool, specifically because we have to run a much lighter check on those audio files than we do for proofing. So updates, you will now see total runtime here. And this was again requested by the users. So you can see this here. That shows the total time for all of your audio files. You can also see this on the proofing page as well. These are different because I've uploaded a lot more files to the proofing page here. And again, we would love if people have suggestions on other distributors or other specs we should be adding, please let us know, because that's easy for us to do, to add those globally. If you are a member of an enterprise, you can also share those specs across everyone who is in an enterprise in Pozotron as well. Okay, I just skipped a page. No, okay, Pozotron best practices. Feature requests. If you have features that you would love, it's the magic wand thing. If I could wave a magic wand and Pozotron could do X, we love those, because the scan occurrences tool came specifically because of a user request. MerriamWebster, many user requests. So we really do love that. So you can either email us, you can go to our contact page and submit a feature request. There's a number of ways you can do that. You can also use that Get Help button up here at the top. And I believe there is a feature request There is not, but you can use the other there. So any way you contact us, we would love to hear what you have to say. Upload tests. So if you do have one best practice, if you do find you're getting PDF issues, we are working on those and improving them significantly. But I would suggest just uploading a first audio file, one chapter file first, and then make sure the audio and the script match successfully before uploading an entire book. That is kind of best practice. And best way to get support. So we do have support.pozotron.com, which is our new support page. Where you can search, and there's a ton of fantastic content created by Johnny and Lindsay on here. And you can also go to our YouTube tutorials. One thing that a lot of people don't know is on any of these pages, if you click on the support icon, it doesn't usually just take you to a basic support tutorial. It'll actually take you to something specific to what you're trying to do. So if I click on the share button and click up here, this will actually take me to a specific support article on sharing my projects. If you do it on the pronunciation guide, it'll take you specifically to a tutorial about how to use the pronunciation guide. So that is a great way to be able to figure out what's happening. And our YouTube tutorials are quite in-depth, and we have a lot of them. So a great way to learn how to use Pozotron. But you're always welcome to submit support tickets. That Get Help button that I just showed up here is definitely the best. It will actually, if you're on a project page, it'll automatically show which project you're referring to and actually share that with our support team as well automatically. And you can type in your issue, whatever details you have, and it'll also allow you to, if you're getting an error code, we'd highly suggest send us a screenshot, because that just skips one step where we have to say, what is the error you're getting? If you just send a screenshot, it makes our job much easier. You can also email help@pozotron.com or use the contact us page. But again, that Get Help button is the easiest for us because it gives us the most information right away, so we can solve your support ticket without too many back and forths. Okay, I'm going to take a breath and ask if anyone has any questions, concerns, suggestions before moving forward. Johnny, anything you want to add in?
Yes, we do actually have a feature request submission page. It is in the Help Center, so I just put that link in chat. So while we're going through these new features, if it sparks anything, we would love to hear, whatever thoughts and feedback you have. So just put that link in there if you have any suggestions.
Agreed. Okay, so just a quick window into what our dev team is working on. So we're currently working on new language support with the goal of having it done before we go to the Frankfurt Book Fair in October. So we're working on Dutch, Danish, and Finnish currently. If you have any suggestions for other languages, we would love to hear them. Generally, we identify languages that we want to develop in Pozotron based on obviously current customer interest, but then also the potential business opportunity for audiobooks in that language. And so Dutch, Danish, and Finnish are next. We're also circling Portuguese as well as another option. Custom account pronunciation dictionary. So currently, it's something you can't edit. When you add in a pronunciation for a certain word in Pozotron, and then you add that word into another project, and nothing is found in your API dictionary, so Oxford or Forvo or Merriam-Webster, it'll then often pull that pronunciation in from other projects. We're making it a little bit easier where you're actually going to be able to add words to your account-specific custom dictionary. So you can actually override the pronunciation of Merriam-Webster or Oxford for certain words because you want to pronounce them differently. So that's something that you will have access to, and you'll also be able to edit from a different page. So it's kind of, think of it as if you have a whole bunch of, if you're doing sci-fi and you've got a bunch of weird character names and you're doing 10 books in that series, it will be an easy way for you to pull those pronunciations in all of those books very simply. And I think that'll make life a lot easier, especially for some of our bigger enterprise users who have huge, who are working off of content from a certain line of IP or something like that. Pickup recording tool. So this is something that we had launched a while ago, and this will automatically pull. Let me just actually mark a pickup here. There we go. I've got a bunch of pickups here. Now I'm going to go back into the pickup recording tool. We've just made a ton of improvements to this, and we are really going to start making a push on having more people use it because it's a little bit of a hidden feature right now that not a lot of people are using. But the goal here is to make the communication and recording of pickups much easier and much faster, specifically in remote recording situations. So this will automatically pull all of your pickups in here. You can either record them using Pozotron, or you can actually just upload that file, and then all of those pickups can be, as you can see, version 2. Pozotron Studio is an AI-powered audio production tool designed to ensure that performance always comes first. So now I can listen to the original.
Version 2. Pozotron Studio is an AI-powered audio production tool designed to ensure that performance always comes first.
Then I can listen to what I recorded. Version 2. Pozotron Studio is an AI-powered audio production tool designed to ensure that performance always comes first. We are also going to be adding in a second waveform, so you can compare the two waveforms. And then what you can do here is if I send this to Johnny, for example, he can approve it, he can request changes or download both audio files as well. So basically the idea is here, and then if I approve it, I think we should probably change. I don't know if unapprove is a word. You can make a note of that. This is the idea that, multiple people can collaborate on pickups and hopefully make it much faster to run through it. So we're doing a lot of work to optimize this. And then you'll see probably some emails from Daria or Lindsay or Johnny or myself in the near future, trying to get people just to pay attention to this tool and hopefully start using it. Because I really believe right now it's a very useful tool. And with more use and more user feedback, it could be a really, really fantastic tool to help narrators and editors and producers alike. So we are going to be doing a full redesign of the UI and adding in mobile support for Pozotron Studio. So currently on a tablet or mobile phone, it doesn't work great, to be totally honest. We haven't optimized it for mobile, and that is in the plans. And as far as the UI redesign, it won't be a complete overhaul. There'll be a lot of things that look similar. The things that work will still stay the same, but the goal is to be able to integrate things much better across features. So the idea, for example, is if you're in your proofing page and you've got a word that's been added to your pronunciation guide, you would be able to toggle it on and actually highlight all those words that are on your pronunciation guide. So if you go over the pronunciation of Pozotron, you could actually click play and listen to what was recorded in the pronunciation guide. So a lot more interdependency, I guess. I'm probably not the right word there, but a lot more interconnection between those features, which will make your jobs much easier, either as narrators, proofers, editors, whatever you're doing. Also being able to tag users, if you add them on that project team, you would be able to tag users on individual annotations, pickups, or script prep entries, just making it very, very easy to determine what you need to work on, what you need to pay attention to. And then also eventually like things like threaded comments. So you can actually say, if you're trying to determine if something should be a pickup, you could actually put in threaded comments that could be tracked later. And if someone, oh, hey, this should have been a pickup as per this comment I made, something like that. This is one that I'm very excited about. I'm hoping to have it rolled out by the end of the year, but the idea that you would actually be able to determine pull more cues from the script about a character. So, the most descriptive examples of that character speaking, for example. But another big one would be to actually automatically detect all lines of dialogue for a certain character and then mark them up automatically by highlighting them in a certain color in your script. The goal will be to do it in PDF first, and then we are going to be building a teleprompter as well. So you'll be able to actually live annotate those in a teleprompter and add voice cues or even audio files to that as well, which I think will be really, really powerful and save you a ton of time. And that character description tool, which I just mentioned as well, both of those I think are going to be really exciting. And custom script markups, again, what I was saying, where you're able to actually determine which color you want to highlight certain characters, maybe add underlines, add notes, that kind of thing. So very, very exciting. The goal is that you don't have to use multiple tools, you just do everything in Pozotron. So all will make your lives much easier. Okay, and that's everything we have to go over today. Any questions, comments, suggestions? Okay, looks like we've got nothing. So thank you very much. Oh, Robin McAlpine, I keep track of voices on my phone recording app. Is there a way to keep them in the script? So not sure what you mean by in the script, but you can use the let's see, you can use this character voice guide to actually record you can record or you can upload. So in this case, I could, hello, I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm not an actor. So you can actually record up to 30 seconds speaking in that character's voice, or you can upload an already existing file. Hello, I'm Sherlock Holmes. Oh, that's terrible. But so you can do that. And then you can also actually transfer between projects as well. So you no longer have to actually refer to your phone recording app anymore. You can have everything saved in here and also add in notes about that character. Eventually, we will allow for that into the teleprompter that we're building. You'll actually be able to export that into a teleprompter and have a clickable play link on your actual page. And then we'll also be adding that to the proofing side as well. So hopefully that answers your question, Robin. Anything else? Perfect. One thing that we could actually consider is on the PDF, we could probably mark up an actual link just to play this audio file. Possibly that would open up a browser on a PDF. That's something we should look at if you can take a note of it as well, Joe. Emma, it would be great to tag a piece of dialogue from a proofed book that transfers to the character guide for multiple books. Ah, that is also in the plans, actually, Emma, where you would be able to highlight. So let's say we've got a line of, sorry, let me just go back in and go to a different chapter here. So let's say, for example, in this chapter of Sherlock Holmes, if you've got a line of dialogue here, you could click and highlight that. And then a button would come up and it would say transfer to script prep. And you would either be able to transfer that audio to a pronunciation entry or transfer that audio to a character guide and then transfer it. So that's exactly in the plans as well. Great suggestion. It's almost like you run our social media and you know what we're doing. Okay, any other questions? Johnny, anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I think you explained it all pretty well. Yeah, really exciting features. It's just great to see all these features come into Pozotron and have our development plan grow from all the great suggestions we get. So it's exciting.
All right, well, on that note, thank you for using Pozotron. Please don't hesitate to email us if you like something, don't like something, have some suggestions, and have a great day.
Take care.